Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on Big Shaman. Big Shaman is an update to an older list on the video, an older list and video on the channel. It wants to use cards like Ancestor's Call and Eureka to cheat minions out from hand earlier than they should and hopefully gain a good amount of tempo and take those minions and bash our opponent's face until they are no longer in the game. Now, we did lose cards like Lightning Bloom here, in that it got changed in how it worked. So we've had to make some changes as well as sort of add some cards. So the new card here that sort of started this whole list was Prescience, unless my brain's borking the name. Basically ensures that we will have big minions in our hand to cheat out, as well as just to play traditionally, because sometimes you have to just play them traditionally. Also, since all of the minions in our deck are above 5, this also always summons the 2/2/3 taunts, which is a lovely little bit of upside. The rest of the deck is sort of self-explanatory. Big cards to hit, like Neptulon and Runaway Blackwing and Scrapyard Colossus. All of these relatively budget includes, maybe besides the Neptulon. And even cards like Alicure the Windlord are our big cheat targets. The rest are tools to either survive early on aggression, cards sort of like Devolve or Don't Stand in the Fire, and some sort of card draw, really, in cards like Scalding Geyser, Ancestral Knowledge, even Farsight, which sort of also doubles as a ramp spell. And I think that's the basics of the list. We'll go now onto our game number 1. A quick note of point of reference. This deck can go a little longer, so this video might be 2 or 3 games long, just depending on the length, as well as existing time crunches IRL. Now, with that all out of the way, before we go on to game number 1, don't forget to like the video if you like, to subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of comments, for example, I don't have X, what about thing Y? Go ahead and leave them down below, and as long as they're, nice and somewhat constructive, I'll try to get to every comment that I can. Anywho, on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our big old Shaman. Your general mulligan strategy is you want to mulligan almost always for one of your hand cheat abilities, either Eureka or Ancestor's Call, and if you don't find that, you basically want to throw it all back. We'll get rid of the Lieutenant, as I don't think it's going to be the best right now. Against like big priests and such that are more focused on like several larger, more impactful minions, Lieutenant would be a better key. But Neptulon will likely be better at fighting for the board, which I imagine we'll have to do against the Demon Hunter. Alright, got that. I'm not going to waste anything right now. See if our opponent actually plays anything. I guess it could also be a rogue, technically. That is a thing that one cannot just ignore as a reality. I was about to say, I hope our opponent is here. Oh, is it, what's that, Jace Darkweaver, or whatever the hell his name is, that recast all your Fel spells? In that case, let's look for some good draws here. Farsight's not bad. Go ahead and take that for next turn. Farsight is not only, like we talked about in the deck tech, basically a cantrip. Sorry, that threw me off. Not only is it a cantrip, basically, that replaces itself, it can also ramp you, depending on what you hit. Bracing Cold is not bad. We'll go ahead and do that. Bracing Cold also works not only as a life gain tool against aggressive decks, but can also sort of reduce the cost of our cheat play effect. Oh my god, we got it! Hell yeah. So yeah, it can reduce the cost of your hand cheat spells. So it sort of is also a ramp tool. Okay, so this is clearly going to be some OTK stuff. But I'm in it, though. Our opponent's deck is pretty interesting. We would like to hit the Neptulon, but even if we hit the Forgefiend, it's fine. I do fully acknowledge I believe, much like I did in the last version of this video, that if you have a way more complete collection with lots of higher quality cards, then you can 100% like run better versions. I just don't have that. And a Forgefiend is fine. That's fine. But most of the minions, as you can see in the list in the beginning of the video, are pretty budget friendly. I mean, Neptulon's like isn't. So if you have to like get that, that's the only one that like might cause problems. But I'm sure if posed a question of like what to replace it with, I could find something. Okay. You are not going to be able to get an honorable kill on that. I really don't think so. Are we going to do anything else with their time? It appears to be all. Guess we can geyser down the lady here, Lady Setheno. See if we got any good draws waiting. That's not bad. Honestly, it might just be don't stand in the fire, and then we'll well, yeah, we'll Ancestral Knowledge. Why not? Also drew a Eureka, which is pretty good. Throwing a hero power here and there, and just trying to make things happen. Now they can just like trade it into the Forgefiend, which isn't great. But I gotta be honest, the Murloc boy was not who I expected to see in this list. Interesting though. I will give them that. Let's see, next turn will be on what, 4 mana? Well, that's not good. Yeah. Probably gonna. Oh god. Well, it's not honorable kill. Okay, that's not the worst. See, next turn we'll go to 4 mana. We can always. Oh, that might be good. We might go ahead and just pull the trigger on the don't stand in the fire here. We will have the coin to do so, but it's more important that we don't die. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when I coin, they'll go to 10 when they summon a new Trog. They might be left over with a single Trog, but that's better than what we're going against right now. I know don't stand in the fire, since we have time, since our opponent is roping us. I know don't stand in the fire seems like a weird choice for sweepers, but I've personally found it to be very good. Oh boy, that does sort of change the calculus here. That case, I think we will do the Ancestor's Call and see what we hit. The Neptulon would be nice. But that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Next turn we can Eureka, and assuming we don't draw anything else, we can guarantee the Neptulon then.
My blood boils.
There is, however, no matter how you cut it, really, a degree of luck involved sometimes in like hitting the right thing. And that cannot be understated. Okay, we're gonna draw some cards. Probably gonna play some spells. Why like that? Well, I mean, okay, I guess. It's a little odd. That's fine. That hurts a little bit, but we're okay. Luckily, all the armor we've gained off of those Forgefiends should allow us to live. We'll go ahead and Eureka. I think it still is the correct play here. We did get it this time. So in that case, I just want to get rid of the biggest annoying stuff on the board. I might want to save the coin for the Neptulon himself and not the Eureka copy. Yeah, it's gonna get rid of the hand, isn't it? So, I mean, I'm happy. The Metamorphin is like not a card you usually see. Wow, he's just taking this. Okay, fair. Okay, well in that case, I might just now do the don't stand in the fire and like take what I can get here. Yeah, probably the smartest move. So it'll resolve after. No, okay. Then we'll coin, go ahead and do the Prescience. Since now we're not cheating things out, we're just looking for things to play. Next turn now, sadly we can't do the Neptulon because we wanted to cast Don't Stand in the Fire, but we're in a pretty good spot, all things considered. If nothing else, we can always just throw an Alakir down and put 6 damage into our opponent's dome, which is more useful than you would think. I hear cats meowing in the background, and I apologize if you do too. I know, but you left. Okay, there's some armor, but that's not that bad, right? I think that's like kind of okay. Okay, that's a little less okay. Correction, a lot less okay. Why? What? I'm sorry, what? Okay. Why would you be very confused by what our opponent's doing here? The original play of Alakiring is still going to happen, but now we're just going to use it for removal. I would not be surprised if they have that weapon that draws some cards again or something, but we're in a pretty good spot. Okay, we're taking 5 this turn. I believe the safe play is to probably cast a Forgefiend. It's not the most interesting, like, flashy-wise. Oh, that's a humongous draw. We still will keep with the same play, but the Bracing Cold just really makes sure that we should hopefully, yep, be out of range there. That one was okay, but it's more so that we turned the corner against the aggressive deck, which is pretty good. But due to those aforementioned time crunches, IRL, we'll take it. On to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little big warrior. And like we talked about, I believe in the last game, if a card is not one of our basically cheat cards, then we throw the cards back. And in this case, get really lucky and get both. I didn't talk about the Blightblood Berserker, but one, not to drown you in too much inside baseball, but what usually will decide initially will decide what decks will get made into a video is when new cards come out. So like the Prescience that we talked about, that's one example of a new card coming out. But I also thought that Blightblood Berserker, besides maybe finding play in some weird Death Rattle Shaman that I haven't figured out how it would work, I thought this card would also do kind of okay in a big Shaman list. That's why it's in here. But if you don't have it, don't worry about crafting it. It is in fact an epic therefore on my best. I haven't seen a pirate quest in a hot minute. I don't know how we do against that. I think we're okay, but like, we also just might die.
Someone's gotta leave.
But I'll take it. It's not, a terrible place to be in. Next turn, we can Ancestor's Call, and odds are, well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll Ancestor's Call. We're going to, regardless. I was contemplating trying to keep the second Ancestor's Call for the final quest reward, but that's a little hopeful. Getting the General here. We'll go ahead and, trade into Brand. I believe next turn we'll just play another Ancestor's Call and just try and generate a lot of tempo and go faster. Really? I've never seen that card. Snow Day, destroy a damaged minion. Freeze. Okay. Pretty balanced because it does freeze all of their minions, which is good. But yeah, I think we're just going to ignore it. I'll then play another Ancestor's Call. I think we're going to hit first, then play the call because I want to put damage in. What the hell is a Faceless Manipulator doing? Oh, this has to be like a Reno list, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. Okay, now we're off the deep end now, which is fine. Like, I'm down. That means nothing to me. We'll go ahead again, just Eureka another big thing in, and just largely ignoring Go Fights. Now, it sucks that we're not getting the damage in because of the Bulwark, but let's be honest, I don't know why Bulwark is in here unless they're like arena list. But we're going to have to break through the charges of the Bulwark anyway, so we just, you know, it's an unfortunate thing, but we just got to kind of do it. And even then, I mean...
Inside voices, please.
Oh, this, okay, so that tells me it has to be Reno, because there's, pardon my French, no fucking reason why you'd run all of the cards we've seen, and so little pirates might I also add. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will kill most things on their board, and what doesn't get killed will get killed by the Runaway Blackwing. So we'll go ahead and cast Don't Stand in the Fire. Doesn't terribly matter how the RNG works, because it will mess them up at the end. We'll make sure the Blackwing is the last thing we hit with, as it technically has the largest stats. Now their Bulwark's gone, so unless they run that Get Back a Destroyed Pirate, or sorry, that Get Back a Destroyed Weapon Pirate, okay, that's fair. Knowing my luck, I'll probably get left with a Totem. Okay, the biggest thing on the board. Okay. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Let's see what we draw. I mean, Prescience is nothing to scoff at. We'll go ahead and Scalding Geyser and see what we're gonna draw next turn. Honestly, a Devolve was not the worst thing. And then we just, yeah, send our Blackwing to go face. Because they're trying to be so cute with all these tech cards, and again, likely the eventual Reno, they aren't really progressing their quest in like a meaningful way. So, like, I'm not that concerned. We'll be on 8 mana next turn, so I can just Alakir and just bonk them for another 6, right? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Well, correction, let's get a black. It's technically the biggest stats. Now, if playing the Alakir would have secured lethal, then I would have played the Alakir. But right now, let's just get some big stats. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about another brawl. I could be wrong, admittedly. Okay, there's a pirate, but that's more so because you discovered it, not because you're running it. Is honorable kill to gain armor? Yeah, which is not anything on their board. Oh, they were just, okay, they were just raw dog running that. Okay, fair. Let's see here. Oh, okay, then he's gonna do, right, okay. He did still take the damage. Now we can just use the Alakir to push damage through, which is kind of nice. So I think we'll do that. Go ahead and draw with the Ancestral Knowledge also. Arguably should have done that first, but I think we're in a good spot. Use the Alakir to get rid of the taunts. And secure lethal, baby! So yeah, that's a pretty good showing from the list today. Again, I would normally do a third game for this, but as we talked about, IRL time constraints are sort of forcing this to be 2. But I think we've done a good job of showing what the deck can be. It's an update from an old list, and if you have basically all the cards for your own version, or this version, and you were worried that the nerf to Lightning Blue made the deck unplayable, I would strongly advise you to, you know, break out your old list, or try this one, and you'll find that Big Shaman is still a big old mean boy who can really get things done. Alright, thank you all for watching. Don't forget, once again, to like the video if you liked it, sub if you liked my content, and comment down below if you have any questions, as long as they're nice and/or somewhat constructive. Alright, stay safe out there, everybody, and be kind to one another. Bye-bye!